Ultimately, the goal is to, let's say, to reduce the carbon output. New buildings have a big one, any new construction. So therefore the first thought would be, can we keep it? And instead of, can we demolish it or can we take it away? We have to plant a seed in the minds of people that this is the first step. Basically, that's an interesting observation, that the lifespan of a building can be quite short, and I think it's of course important that we prolong that as much as possible. And I think therefore renovation and transformation interests me a lot, to look at existing buildings and see what you can do with them. This building, I think that's even from the 90s, so yeah, it's actually not that old for Shenzhen. And this building was actually a building that really nobody really saw. It didn't attract attention, so that was the first task, to show that this building is actually representing something. When you look at it right now, you understand that this is the Women and Children's Center. It has a kind of positive and kind of happy kind of image in a way. It attracts people. Instead of the shopping mall, it can be quite hot and humid here, so then it's understandable to go inside. But when you can try to make a bit more comfortable exterior space, and yeah, that would be a good alternative. Yeah, there I think you can improve it and make the ground floor more interesting. For instance, there was a metro exit, existing metro exit, and we discussed to move that out of the space. It was as a temporary event, and we have been trying many different versions for the lobby until somebody, I don't know who it was exactly, put the WeGo in, and everybody said, hey, this actually fits pretty well, because it has this playful look, and it has also very strong iconographic quality. And then we thought, okay, why not? Because it has been before here in Shenzhen. It was well received. So yeah, we thought, okay, why not? Why not recycle one of your ideas? Now, after these buildings are there, you should look at how is the space between the buildings. Instead of expanding, you could say maybe we should kind of condense more so that there's also enough open space. This is something that is also very relevant in the country where we are from, in the Netherlands, which is also very densely populated. We opened the courtyard. It's much more inviting, and people are now linking it to the neighborhood, so it becomes a sort of a public building that for this area of the city, schools in the area, kids in the neighborhood, they know how to find it. It's a meeting spot. I think in each project you have to ask yourself, what can we aim for, what can we achieve. Sometimes it's super high ambition, sometimes it's a modest ambition. But that's, I think, it make relevant work, and it can be depending on each different type of commission. Sometimes it's about green, sometimes it's about material use, sometimes it's about flexibility in the future. So every time there's all kind of potential issues that you can link to a certain project, and we try to find out which one is the best match. I think we didn't start to say we want to be pioneers. Let's not exaggerate it, but I think it's about trying to be inventive, and try to invent solutions that can improve life. Just about the intentions that you have, and try to make a difference here with your work, instead of just be a business and doing buildings for money. Well, I like many types of music, but actually just before I went into the plane, I visited concert parks. They were 78 and 75. If you are a musician or an architect, they make records, we design buildings, and what happens when you become older, maybe it becomes that you do the same thing all over again. But they are an example of, in a way they do the same thing all over again, but it's every time new, even when they are, because they just do what they like and do it in a good way. And of course they created a recipe, but it's a good recipe.